Hi, I'm Sasha Moore. I'm here today with Steve Lake, who is the Director of Partnerships at the boutique aggregator National Lending Group, otherwise more commonly known as NLG. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Sasha. Pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. So, Steve, the reason I wanted to have a chat with you today is there's a lot of market movements from a concurrent mix of all sorts of pressure points and moving parts, not only in Australia, but globally. And it feels like there's the effect or the ripple effect on buying patterns and finance is quite profound. So I'm interested from an aggregation perspective with that bird's eye view of what's happening in market. I'm really interested just to unpack some of the trends that you're seeing at the moment in finance and what this says about sort of where the market is at the moment.
Awesome. Great question, Sasha, and very timely and topical too, isn't it? So we're seeing, I guess, the end of the easy run of getting business easily. You could almost say the end of the order taker in our industry. So with that, though, we're also seeing on something we haven't seen for a couple of years is a lot of our clients that we're servicing are going back kind of through via their accounting networks, especially your SMEs and those with a little bit more complex lending, maybe SMSF, etc. So we're actually seeing now that we're getting a lot more inquiry from our accounting friends than what we have in quite some time. And we really put that down to the changing economic situation. If we look back 12 months from today, all the brokers were busy. Everybody was, money was fairly cheap, was very cheap, and quite easy to come by. Now things have tightened up. There's a lot more questions lenders are asking. Interest rates are higher, as we know. Assessment rates have now gone higher as well. We know that the lenders are pulling apart deals a lot more thoroughly than what they might have in the last 12 months. And with that comes different products as well. We're seeing a rise in the commercial side as well, whether it be the bridging finance and also the short-term lending, etc. Private funding's really come back in very strong at the moment, especially in the construction industry, where costings and prices for building have skyrocketed and have become uncertain. We don't get a building quote now for most people until 7 days out for construction, because we don't know what the cost of materials will be. So there's a lot happening on the greater economic landscape that we're seeing filter down into the lending market. So the thing that we're really keen about, we're very excited about those, the opportunities that presents in terms of having quality partnerships. And that's really, as a boutique aggregator, what we are mostly about, more than anything. And it's not a partnership with like for like. There's no point putting a competent mortgage broker with a competent mortgage broker. You're better off putting a competent mortgage broker with a good accountant, per se, that has clients that need help with their situation. So as things do turn and get, I guess you could say, less busy, the quality does seem to start rise to the top, and through our partnerships, that's for sure.
No, it's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? And a year ago or even 2 years ago, I think we're sort of having the same conversation but with a different lens, right? So
Yep.
trying to navigate this this fluid landscape and what opportunities that presented, as well as managing what challenges. I'm interested on that note, just sort of drilling down just that little bit further. So you mentioned sort of the rise of the commercial finance and private lending and so on and so forth. What apart from the construction area, what type of industries are you finding are really booming at the moment?
In terms of the lending side?
Yeah, or just in terms of, just that age-old chestnut of disruption always breeding opportunity. I'm just thinking, if I'm sitting here as a broker, where would those key opportunities be that you've identified, just in terms of your observation of the market?
Without question, it's working with those businesses that help SMEs either grow or continue to do what they're doing. So as an example, accountants, without a doubt, the world's turning a little bit in terms of, if we look at it in the past, accountants were really, 30 years ago, if you had a question, you would go, a financial question, you go to your accountant, right? And that started to change with the rise of the financial planning industry. That's now not collapsed, but it's, you know, they got some battles to face in that industry, and so there's less of them, and it's a different market to what it was. So people are now thinking, well, where am I going to get my financial advice from? And accountants are the people that they'll naturally gravitate to because they trust them more. Now, the accountants can't give advice on certain issues, especially, you know, debt and financial planning, but they partner up with really good people. And that's where I think the biggest opportunity is going to come, is you're going to see a lot of people will be searching for solutions, answers, and assistance. And those professionals that help with those, even things like, you know, marketing companies for SMEs, are a really good one to talk to, because they're dealing with people that have problems to solve. And those problems might be getting in front of more customers, or it may be actually tidying up their back end and restructuring their debt to make life a little bit easier and to actually help ride through what could be tough economic times. So that's where we sort of see the biggest hit coming.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I've always thought that the fusion of broking and accounting was just such a natural point to occur, and I definitely am seeing a tremendous uprise of that, which I think is really well facilitated with your accountant broker collaboration program. So it's fantastic to also see that going from strength to strength.
Thanks, Sasha. It's good to see that something we do works. But
Indeed.
it does what it says on the packet, which is really cool. We're very proud about that. And you know, it comes down to servicing people and helping people get through their problems.
Fantastic. Well, great to speak to you today, Steve. See you next
Thanks,
time.
Sasha.